Breakfast with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, TMZ reports that Luke Perry suffered a massive stroke Wednesday, is currently under observation at the hospital. Paramedics responded to Luke's home in Sherman Oaks in the morning. They for some reason they called the fire department and he was transported to a nearby hospital. He's 52. He stars as Archie's dad. That's why he was in town shooting Riverdale, and that's over on the Warner Brothers lot. This coincides with Fox's announcement that Beverly Hills 90210 is coming back, the reboot. But he hasn't signed off for it.
They'll go to any lengths to promote this nonsense.
He hasn't signed on to do it, and he's still in pretty bad condition.
Was he? You say he was in town filming Riverdale?
Yeah, I think he also has a house. God, he used to come on the morning show all the time. He was friends with Mark. I think he has a ranch in the South. Like he's like.
Is he a nice guy?
Very. Very nice. He came on a bunch. He was at our anniversary show. Oh. He is a very nice guy. I have a super cute picture with him.
Damn it.
I'll find it for you.
I don't know, Max Pat. We were talking about Windy City Heat, and for some reason, oh God, SpongeBob. What's his name?
Oh. Brian Kenny.
Brian Kenny.
Was
Thank
that
you.
it?
Yeah.
Tom Kenny.
Tom Kenny.
Damn, Brian Kenny is a guy from SportsCenter.
Right.
He's a SportsCenter anchor.
Right. Tom Kenny. There's too many celebrities.
Damn it.
When Tom Kenny played like the gay stylist, and he thought that Scary Perry was Mr. Luke Perry. That was always when he was trying to force his way into the bathroom, and Scary screaming at him, Mr. Perry, Mr. Luke Perry. I have vague recollections of that scene, but it cracked me up. Oh, there he is.
Very
and there
nice
you
guy.
are.
Look at that hottie.
I'm thrilled.
And Ginny, you're there too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, we wish him well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, a massive stroke. It's very scary.
You can come back from that, but it's going to take a lot of rehab.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know exactly what happened, but
I'm sure we'll find out more. Well, as we talked about, negotiations between the U.S. and North Korea ended abruptly on Thursday, 2 hours ahead of schedule. A planned luncheon, dual news conference, and choreographed singing ceremony. I'm sorry. I wish it was a singing ceremony. A signing ceremony.
You light up my life.
I can do that in sign language. They were all canceled. Apparently, Chairman Kim Jong-un insisted that economic sanctions be lifted before North Korea would commit to reducing its nuclear arsenal. President Trump immediately departed on Air Force One. Here's a clip from the press conference immediately following those talks.
We spent pretty much all day with Kim Jong-un, who is... he's quite a guy and quite a character, and I think our relationship is very strong.
Just saying.
But at this time, we had some options, and at this time we decided not to do any of the options, and we'll see where that goes. But it was a very interesting 2 days, and I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk. And this was just one of those times, and I'll let Mike speak to that for a couple of minutes, please.
This must be. It's so. I've dealt with a few insane people. I'm talking both directions.
God damn it.
No, I just mean it's a kind of a thing where if one person has no gravity, just doesn't care. Like I don't care how many people starve or what happens or whatever. I'm going back to my palace and playing Nintendo. It's like there needs to be. So if you want to, like, let's say you're trying to negotiate, arbitrate, settle. There has to be some settlement. Like, when we settled with our patent trolls by not settling with our patent trolls, the people, Personal Audio, they live in some world with gravity, and they didn't like me talking smack about them. It was bad for business. So they were sort of compelled to act accordingly. If you're dealing with the I don't care, like I have F me money and F you money and F the universe money and there's nothing and I'm nuts.
Yeah.
You can never.
Why compromise?
It's hard to really get those people to do anything because they just don't. They live in oh, who cares world.
I think the only thing, from what I understand, that you could do for Kim Jong-un is continue, as Trump is kind of doing, appeal to his ego. He just wants North Korea to be recognized. You know, he wants it to be a superpower.
We just want a plane. We just want one plane.
Exactly.
One plane.
That's the only thing that he has everything in the world, but he doesn't have the respect of the rest of the world.
Do we have like an Air Force 2?
Vice President,
yes,
right?
of course.
All right, well, I'll give him Air Force 3. They can put his chamber pot in that. Whatever the plane the press corps travels in.
The trailer plane?
Yeah, give
the
him that.
caboose.
Give him that one.
Speaking of the press corps, did you hear all the press that was sent from the United States to stay in Vietnam? I guess either Kim Jong-un himself or his entire staff were also staying at that hotel. So when you're a reporter, you get up, you know, at whatever, 4 a.m, you start working in your workspaces. But because Kim Jong-un or his people were staying there, they were not allowed to do any work at the hotel. They could sleep there, they could leave, and they had to go, you know, at 3, 4 in the morning and go find somewhere to work. There was a complete lockdown of internet and everything in that hotel. That's how he rolls.
Good for the Starbucks nearby.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. It's so insane that there's so many nut pots at this advanced stage of this world's evolution. You know, when it's like, well, Uber's about 18, 19 months away from a flying car. Like we're living in that world, and then there's
We're in
this.
the future.
Right.
And we're in the future.
And there's sanctioned haircuts.
And there's this.
Yeah.
I never
Banned haircuts.
see. I think everyone got it.
Embargo.
Everyone got it wrong because everyone thought, well, once we get to the flying car, then we'll be that way. That'll be a global. That everything will be that way. There won't be this and that. That stuff's 2,000 years old. We won't have that. We'll have this. It'll all be new. We didn't know we're going to have this and that, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have morbid thoughts like this? Like, you hope you live long enough to see blank. Like, I hope I live long enough that where we someday know all the secrets of North Korea, like what goes on, what went on, like how it all, because it's very mysterious. I've talked to before, and one of the things I find most fascinating is how they produce movies, like
Propaganda film.
Hollywood style movie, like narrative films.
Great book about it.
But in order to portray like evil Americans, you know what I mean, like the bad guys, they have like expats who like live in North Korea, American expats. They're like, who are these people? I need to know all about these people.
There's a great documentary about the expats that live there that work for the government.
I need to know all about them.
I hope that I live long enough to do that too, but I also want to die before the apocalypse.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot. There's
III.
a sweet 3-month spot.
Quick window.
I'm going to join Luke Perry in a hospital bed and just kind of watch the TV that's mounted up on the ceiling there.
Yeah, that's
my
smart.
move.
Have the Craftmatic adjustable bed. Johnny Manziel news. He is out of football again. He's been booted from the Canadian Football League's Montreal Alouettes on league orders for violating terms of his employment.
Shouldn't there be one Canadian football team called the Sloppy Seconds? And it's just everyone who got cut from the NFL and just ended up there.
That was good.
Yeah.
Now starting quarterback, Jeff George.
That's right.
So they're not saying exactly what he did, but Manziel had said that there's an agreement including weekly therapy appointments, mandatory doctor visits, monthly lithium tests. He takes lithium, by the way, to treat bipolar disorder. And following 2 lackluster seasons in the NFL with numerous off-field issues, Manziel spent 2 years out of football before catching on with the CFL, but looks like he's out.
Catching on.
Yeah.
Can you... I would, it's so funny. The remember that little nutty chick from Dr. Phil, the Cash Me Outside chick?
Oh, yeah.
Cash Me Outside did.
I'd like to get
How about that?
her and Johnny Manziel together 3 years ago and go, see this chick? Yeah. See you? Heisman Trophy? Going for a drive? Yeah. 3 years from now, she'll
be in jail.
She's gonna be making money.
She'll be way more famous than you.
She's selling records,
Lucrative rap career,
and taking cash and checks. And you're going to be in rehab.
What are you talking about? She's a meme, a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah. I swear, I don't know when it happened, but I think it was about the same period of time,
probably.
And she just seemed like. She seemed like Kato Kalin, like a 13-year-old.
The old flash in the pan.
Kato Kalin. She's got like a TV show with 10 billion clicks on Bravo now and is selling records up the wazoo. And I mean, it's crazy. I'll let you look for that, Max Pata.
Do we have a sample of her music?
I don't. Oh, well, we'll find that. But we got Windy City Heat. We got Tom Kenny talking about Mr. Luke Perry. Sorry.
Have you worn chaps
He's in the
before?
dressing room.
Chaps, what do you mean?
These go on as part of the undercover scene, right? Did somebody measure you for these, or are these your own? Are these ones that you brought yourself? Or?
No. What's this? It's a thong. I mean, I'm gonna walk out of this effing trailer onto set in that and in this in the rain.
Do you need an umbrella?
Yeah.
Could you spread it a little bit? Give me a canyon to work with.
Now he wants to measure my inseam. More or less, what the guy wants to do is go down on me.
Do you need help taking anything off, or
No.
you sure?
Yes.
Need me to pull on anything or
No,
tug on anything?
No. Don't you dare touch me. I kept telling him, don't you dare touch me there. Can I go use the restroom?
I'd really
Let me
prefer
go
that
in
you...
the other room.
Sir?
Thank you.
Hey, let me do my job.
Stay there.
Hey, yeah, but you're forgetting...
That will go on me later.
He looks like Freddie Mercury.
I'm sorry.
Didn't die of
I'm
AIDS.
sorry. I'm nervous. Everybody's on pins and needles on this production.
God damn.
Everything okay?
Would you leave me alone? Jesus Christ.
Another temperamental actor. I'm just trying to help.
You need it, right?
Oh, my God.
Do they fit?
Would you leave me the fuck alone? God damn. Yes, they fit.
Sorry. What's your groin size? Because that should be holding...
It's fine.
I don't want to touch you where you...
I'll kill you if you touch me there.
Perry is
strong,
homophobic.
isn't
Kill you if you touch me there.
Hey, I'm just doing my job. You didn't seem this crabby when you were on Beverly Hills 90210.
I never did Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Perry, Mr. Luke. Luke Perry. I'd know you anywhere.
My name is not Luke. Luke Perry and I don't even look alike.
Oh, no. There's been a mistake. You're Perry Carvello, not Luke Perry.
Am I in the wrong wardrobe?
No, you're in the right wardrobe. This isn't the stage for Oklahomos. Is this where they're shooting Oklahomos?
You got the wrong
What are you in?
fucking
What
wardrobe.
production is this?
All right. You got it.
I can't believe that's him.
Mr. Luke Perry. Mr. Perry.
Wish him well. Speedy recovery.
Yes.
Oh, my
Wish
God.
Mr. Luke Perry a speedy recovery.
That's good.
I'm going to watch that movie. Made me laugh.
It's your groin size.
Oklahoma.
All right. Sorry.
so
What
good.
were we talking about?
I don't know. Some horrible.
Yeah. Cash Me Outside chick.
Oh, yeah.
And Johnny Manziel.
That's right.
They couldn't be 6 months apart, could they?
Like the height of their powers?
Well, no, not the height of their powers. There was like Johnny Manziel wins the Heisman, and then she's getting thrown off of Dr. Phil, and they're both in the news.
Right.
But one chick looks like teen mom who did porn.
A lot of dirt.
And
lot of
the
bad
other one
road.
is going to the NFL, and 2.5 years later, one of them's
Swapperoo.
out of the league, and the other one's making a lot of cash. Max Panna?
She was on Dr. Phil in 2016.
When did Manziel enter the league? 15?
Drafted by the Browns in 2014.
Oh, I was off my timeline. 14, but 15 is probably his first season.
No, 2014.
14 is the new season. All right. Scrap it. Let me try about Express. But who would know? She's a star now.
She's making bank.
She came out with like her new show on Bravo, Galaxy, whatever network, the Thermos Network or whatever. They're crazy. Everyone's got a network, and they're like, first episode's like 9 million views. Like,
How do you know?
I watched TMZ for the show,
Sure. For the articles.
for the articles. All right, Gina.
Well, it's a good time to be an actor. Emily Deschanel and David Boreanaz are a whole lot richer Wednesday after winning a $179 million lawsuit against their former bosses over at Fox. The actors sued...
That's a lot of bones.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did it. The actors sued the network over their now canceled show Bones, claiming they were owed money for the show's distribution on several platforms like Hulu and various streaming services. According to TMZ, the case went to arbitration and did not go go well for Fox. In fact, the arbitrator came down so hard on the network for out-and-out lying and covering up financial details of the deal, they got hammered with $128 million in punitive damages alone. Fox has already filed a motion to overturn the punitive damages. So they were only owed $50 million, and the judge tacked on another $130 million
Someone's
just to
got
stick
some
it to him.
Dawson's Creek money coming to him.
The arbitrator, so I got to ask this, got to bring this up with Garrigus when I see him tomorrow. I talk to him tomorrow. So I think there's like two kinds of arbitration. There's like arbitration where they go, look, I'm just going to sit in between you two potential divorcees and see if we can figure this one out.
Yeah.
And then there's one where you go, all right, we're going to sit down with you and you make the call. Like we'll go with it.
Right.
So obviously, if that's arbitration, although I thought
binding arbitration versus non-binding arbitration.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of companies, like when you work for them, you sign something that says like, you will not sue us, we will have an arbitrator. So I think it's fairly common.
Well, what's fairly common is they walk back from like, you go in that room and you go in that room, and then you go, hey man, that guy, I was working full time and he was still in med school, so I need this, that, and the other. And then they go, okay. And then they go walk over the room and go, here's what they want. And they go, that's outrageous. She was cheating on me with the pool man. You tell that bitch. And but they don't.
30,000 steps later.
They don't get to make a call.
Right.
They just get to sort of narrow it down so we can cut a check and go home. But
this one made a call.
This wasn't that. Max Pata, anything? We'll figure it out. Or I'll ask Garrigus to tell us.
Yeah, I was sending an email to Gary to remind you.
Okay, thanks.
Well, a new proposal to tackle distracted driving in Florida.
Wait, who got paid a bunch of money for some like sexual allegations or something on the set? Not Bones. It was like a Deschanel or something. This is their sister, the new girl, or something. Somebody cashed. Somebody cashed me outside.
It was recent.
Yeah, somebody. There was a sexual harassment, whatever, with him, right?
Emily Deschanel is in Bones.
So but I don't know that was it her?
Well, somebody sued somebody for sexual harassment, and I think it was him or one of. There's too many of these kinds of shows that I don't care about, but there was a sexual harassment by the co-star, had to take it from whatever, and the young lady,
Eliza Dushku.
Dushku. What was she?
She has a Deschanel look.
Yeah, Dushku and Deschanel are similar.
And they have the same kind of vibe. Okay. So Elijah Dushku from the new girl? Bull from Bull.
On CBS.
Oh, she said the star was harassing her. Whatever.
All right.
Okay. Anyway, everyone's getting paid but us.
Well, this new proposal is going to limit driving in Florida to basically just driving. It's definitely outlawing things like petting your dog while you're driving. Florida lawmakers, this says that driving while distracted is going to basically be constituted as interacting with pets, reading, writing, performing personal grooming, applying beauty products, and using a personal wireless communication device. So it's not just about texting anymore. It's about everything else you're doing while you're driving. The reps behind the new bill would define any kind of distracted driving as grounds for cops to stop a driver and cite him or her, because right now it's called like a secondary citation. So they got to get you on something else and then catch you texting while you're driving. They can't pull you over for doing that, apparently.
So we're living in a time where many cars have this sort of self-stopping system worked into them. I was driving. There's a weird intersection, and you guys tell me if this sounds right or whatever. So I was driving over to Kimmel's Theater yesterday. FYI, interesting thing. I had done Kimmel's show 6 months earlier or something like that. I don't remember. A little bit earlier. But I pulled up behind Kimmel's show yesterday, and I saw a lot of homeless people sleeping on the sidewalk. Like, they weren't there 6 or 8 months ago. Like, it is really spreading out. I mean, I've been behind Kimmel's Theater 2,000 times. I've never seen homeless people sleeping on the sidewalk.
In the alley back there?
No, on the street back there. They were sleeping. back there in the alleys. A whole bunch of paparazzi wanted to get a look at the Ace Man. But what I did is I walked in and I put Lady Gaga in between me and the paparazzi, and she was able to shield me.
Sacrificial lamb.
And they kept yelling her name like not move, but lady, they were kind of waving.
Right.
Get out of here! I can't,
Like if Gina was in there, Gina. Like that,
right. Stern.
Yeah. I just slid in.
Smart.
Yeah, off of her. So it's like Franco Harris going through the middle with Rocky Blyer, getting that middle that Mike or stud linebacker just broke right off his block. That's what I did with Lady Gaga in the back of the theaters. So that was Rocky Blyer. I was like McCutcheon and Colin Bryant and the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, want something a little newer?
Like Mercury Morris and Larry Zonka.
Right. Larry Zonka or Jim Kick or whoever.
Jim Kick.
The point is, it's a guy named Jim Kick.
Okay.
Shared time. Split. Did a little platooning with
three-headed running back
Larry
committee.
Zonka and Mercury Morris. So they were sleeping on the streets in the back of the place, which was a little crazy. But X amount of cars stop on their own now. I would say most new cars over $30,000 have a self-braking system or whatever. And then many don't. And we're sort of at that place where, like we were in the bathroom 10 years ago, where half the stuff had the magic eye and the other stuff had the crank on it. And so you find yourself going, I'm going to use my hand and I'm going to put it under the water.
You're waving and touching. Right. You're waving and tapping.
Right. Then you put your hand over the soap thing, and then you stand by the paper towel dispenser, and you're like waving under, and then some guy goes, "Hey, dude, you got to hit the crank." And you're like, "Yeah, don't mix and match. Have all magic eye or all hand crank." But so now with cars, some do it, some don't. Mm-hmm. When they all do it, it'll be a much safer place. Oh, so what I was saying was, and then I'll circle back again. What I was saying was to get to Kimmel's place from here, you go down the 101 or the 134 or whatever it is at this spot, and you get off on like Forest Lawn, and you turn under the freeway in this weird sort of off-rampy thing. You turn under the freeway and you go along Forest Lawn. That's where all the folks sell the flowers down there, make a big mess. Anyway, one time I'd pulled off of that, and it's a 2-lane off-ramp, and there's cars coming and turning left and getting onto the freeway in front of you, and you can see them coming way down the thing. And I just watched as one car standing there with me just took off and just smashed into a car that was just coming down the road. And yesterday, same thing. Like the Mercedes was next to me. It's like, here comes a car. We got to wait till they clear. And they didn't. They just went right out. It's weird. It's so they almost hit. Everyone slammed on the brakes and everything else. But I would like this. Yes. I
know the intersection you talk about very well. There's a stop sign where you're at waiting, and there's no stop sign where those cars are coming and making that left. And they're going fast because they're hopping on the freeway.
I know, and for some reason, it's a weird blind spot, not physically, but in people's brains. Yeah. And I've seen multiple people just go, I'm going, and it's like, okay, but there's a car coming.
Yep.
So I would like this, because this is the way I roll. When I have to slam on the brakes on the freeway sometimes, I'm oftentimes looking in my rear view because I'm trying to stop safely and not hit the car in front of me, but I'm also looking for a gardening truck behind me that may just lock them up and slide into me. If, in fact, a car has the automatic braking system, I would like to know. I would like it designated. I would like a little blue light on top of their bumper or some sort of way. Like they would have this. They have it in auto racing all the time. They have like little marker lights or little whatever lights. It'll distinguish this class from that class or whatever it is. I would assume the newer the better. But this thing to know, because if I was driving along the freeway, I would much tend to follow that person or get in front of that person than the beater.
Makes sense.
That didn't have it. And also if I was renting that car or borrowing that car, or sometimes you do that thing where you hop in your wife's car and you hop out of your car and that wife's car doesn't have what your car has. I'd like a designation. I don't know how we do it, but I'd like a designation.
Speaking of which, I've long had this idea, and it's piggybacked on yours, but especially at night, it's often hard to tell, is someone tapping their brakes or someone slamming on their brakes. Like there's no difference in intensity between the brake lights.
Right.
How about this? If you at a certain PSI, you slam the brakes, you hit the brakes hard, whatever it is, the light blinks rapidly. So instead of like the brake lights coming on, it's a brrrr, you know what I mean? Because that would be a signal like, oh, slammed on brakes, 100 feet ahead or whatever it is.
You'll have a seizure behind the wheel, but
it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to know, like a little rapid fire.
Yep.
I completely agree. I think it's a good idea. All right, one more.
Well, of course we're doing this story because the great magnet made it so. Food Network wonder boy Guy Fieri is opening up a chicken chain called Chicken Guy. It's going to have a whopping 22 sauces. This is according to Thrillist.
Donkey sauce?
I'm going to rattle all of them off for you. Customers will be able to get grilled chicken strips, sandwiches, skewers, fingers, bowl toppings. He is collaborating with Robert Earl, who's the founder of Planet Hollywood, and the expansion of a restaurant that opened last year at Disney World in Orlando. Would you like to hear what sauces will be available to you?
I would. It also kind of strikes me that Guy's not going to sleep until everyone is as fat as he is. Like, look. I'm not strapping on my CPAP until all of you need a CPAP. You understand? So I'm opening another place with dipping sauce.
It's a little Spartacus moment.
Yeah, that's right. I am CPAP.
I am.
Who CPAP?
Hold on, man. I'll be right with you.
Are you CPAP?
I am CPAP.
I'm CPAP.
I'm CPAP. Sorry.
Sparta sauce.
Sparta sauce.
Here it is. Special sauce, ranchero sauce, cumin lime mojo, avocado crema, buffalo buttermilk ranch, honey mustard, sweet and sour, Nashville hot and honey, habanero hot sauce, curry mayo.
He needs to be told of that study where people are less happy with more than like 3 choices.
Oh, this is going to make them miserable.
Because you would assume you got the wrong one.
Yes.
Right? Like there's 21. Like when they go, well, you want ranch, you want honey Dijon, or you want barbecue? You go, well, I don't want the ranch, and I want the barbecue. And you don't walk back to your table sort of examining your decisions.
What you missed.
You got 21 of these bad boys. I'm going to think I missed at least 4 of them.
I wonder if you can go around the world. Just get them all.
I'll have the wheel.
Yeah. All right, here's the rest. Donkey sauce, wasabi honey, garlic parmesan, bourbon brown sugar, blue cheese, lemon pepper, teriyaki, chipotle ranch, peri-peri sauce, spicy mayo, and sweet sriracha barbecue.
Sorry, thought. This world where adolescence is getting brought into adulthood, I didn't grow up dipping things in ranch. I just grew up eating. I didn't dip them in ranch. And then my kids grew up dipping everything in ranch.
Ranch
and now,
hit by my childhood.
Eventually, those adults who do not go into adulthood but stayed adolescents, as we're doing now, look no further than Comic-Con and everything else, these people at age 31 want to dip stuff because they were dipping when they were 11. And, you make these arguments. You make kind of like the smokers argument for everything. Like, if you get those kids smoking at 15, 16, they're good for life. You can keep them away from it until they're 18.
Yeah.
Nobody smokes.
Neither
Or
here
whatever
nor
the
there.
drugs, or there's a booze version, there's a smoking version of this. There's a dipping version, and we're there.
Yeah.
We're at peak dip version.
Also,
I've heard of the dangers of dipping, but never like this.
this. Oh, yeah.
Skull.
They also... Great commercial. Earl Campbell, I think. School, brother. They have, we're also doing a thing which is, deep fried chicken is fattening enough. I mean, breaded deep fried chicken is fattening enough. We don't, pizza.
You don't need sweet mayonnaise?
Fattening enough. Like, stuff's all fattening enough, and we're making it more.
Of course.
Yeah. Crazy.
You've heard the joke, how do you get a Kansas girl to give you a BJ? Dip it in ranch.
Oh, wow.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Chris can look this up, but what do you guys... We should guess. Chris, look this up. Who has a higher net worth, Wolfgang Puck or Guy Fieri?
At this point, that's a good question.
Because Wolfgang Puck is maybe not the world's richest chef, but Guy Fieri is coming on strong.
Yeah.
Do you guys swallow the ranch?
You don't waste good ranch.
Okay. Just checking. One chick spit it in a potted plant next to the bed. I was like, what?
You're confused.
Huh?
Yeah, it was confusing.
Well, she
Mixed
was.
message.
Oh, she was. I'm sorry. Guy Fieri,
What's the higher
if
net
he's
worth?
not the richest man, he's going to be the richest man.
This can't be right, but all the websites are saying Guy is $8.5 million.
Huh?
What? Half of what me and Al? Weird Al?
Yeah.
It's a lot of lasagna.
I love that Paul Simon song.
Wolfgang's
call me Weird Al.
at 75.
Yeah.
75?
No,
All right,
that's
that's
insane.
good.
All right. I don't believe it.
Have you seen? Yeah.
Look, we're going to have to adjust this. I'm going to have to take some money out of the bank and give it to Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Al is going to have to take some money out of the bank and give it to Guy. Not as much as me, so we can create a little step here. So we got to get Weird Al above
nice
me, and then we got to get me down, and then we got to get Guy where he rightfully belongs.
Silver medal.
What the hell with this celebrity net worth business? That can't be right.
Wolfgang Puck or Chef Boyardee? I can't think of another chef.
If it was the 70s, Chef Boyardee. Have you seen the stand-up bit? I think it was on Conan. It's been going viral for a million years. The guy that defends Guy Fieri. It's one of my favorite bits.
Somebody sent it to me.
It's
and
great.
Made me laugh.
He says, he's created thousands of jobs. He features mom and pop businesses right and left. He's great for America, but because
he's cheerful.
But because he wears sunglasses on the back of his head, everybody hates him.
It's funny.
It's great.
Max Paddock, dig that up and we'll play it on Monday's show.
And by the way, Jamie Oliver is $400 million. So
he must have cookware.
He's very.
He licenses. I bet he licenses a lot of cookware. That's my guess.
Yeah, but there's some explanation that I don't know. He owns All Clad or something. You know what I mean? There's some explanation for this nonsense.
Well,
$400 million.
Well, I don't normally make this argument, but some guys do come from things, I mean, it could be somebody's dad could have been successful.
Some sort of a baron.
Left him a little commercial real estate or something. It doesn't have to all be based on what he sold.
Oh, he's British, too. So there's
British.
He could be a count.
That's right. All right, let's bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
It looks like a penis.
Gina. That was the news with Gina.